So hi, I'm Rene Boer, an EOS implementer in Chicago with my former client, Barry Beal of Covenant. And Covenant is located in San Antonio, Texas, and they are a wealth management firm. And Barry's role in EOS speak is the integrator for Covenant. He's also the organizational glue. Barry, welcome.
Thank you, Rene. It's very kind of you to call me glue. It's great to be with you, though. Good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, it's interesting. In February, I joined you and the rest of the team. You were kind enough to invite me down to help you celebrate your firm's 10th year anniversary. And right after that, we all hit a bit of a rough spot.
Yeah, things changed, didn't they?
Yes, the world changed. And I'm sure there's been a lot of learning over the last 3 to 4 months. But talk to me a little bit about having that 10-year mindset. You were together and grew as a firm over the first 10 years, kind of how that helped you frame all the craziness that happened in the last 3 months, and then what does the future hold?
Yeah, the last 3 months are different, certainly than the prior 10 years. And the first 10 years, you and I have talked about this in the past. My founding partner, John Needy, did a fantastic job of helping build a business and get it set up. And I came in about 2 years after he had built the foundation of the firm, and that's when we were adopting EOS. As you're aware, that's actually part of the reason I joined the firm, was they were looking for someone to be in that integrator role. And we really adopted EOS, and I've said from the past, that's really what's been transformational in the building of our firm, is having that operating system to help focus us properly.
One of the things that really helped accelerate the growth of the firm was getting clarity around your role and John's role as a visionary and an integrator. And having read Rocket Fuel, that was kind of the aha moment. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it really was, because we were, having come in and not, I'll be honest, I didn't really understand EOS on the front end. And the more I gained an insight for what the EOS process was, and really that visionary integrator role, which did come from, I sat down and read Rocket Fuel. John and I both did. And as I went through the different roles and responsibilities of a visionary versus the integrator, I realized we were kind of stepping over each other. And I was getting frustrated, candidly, and had a conversation, started having same page meetings after reading that book. And John and I sat down and I said, John, are we going to do this or not? And he says, I want to do it 100% the way the book says to do it. And we both realized that we didn't really like doing the other person's responsibility, even though we were crossing over. John said, I hate some of that stuff. And I'm like, I don't really like that stuff. So it was really a coalescing moment for us to realize that, we truly are better together when we are serving in those two different roles.
Yeah. So to use Mark C. Winter's phrase, you guys figured out your puzzle piece.
We really did.
Yeah,
really did.
Cool.
That doesn't mean we don't bleed over now and then. We certainly do.
Yeah. So just reflecting back over the last 3 months, what have you learned about yourself?
About myself, I would say there's a few things. One, exercise is critical. I realize that when I'm not exercising, and this I can point to March when things were really stressful within our business. That I wasn't working out, and therefore it impacts my sleep, my productivity, just simply how I feel.
Yeah.
And so returning back to cycling, as you and I have a shared love of cycling, and fitting in a little jogging here and there, it makes a world of difference. So exercise was one. I'm not in control. That's more of a reminder. I love to think that I am, but when you have things like government intervention and the difficulty in finding facts versus opinions, makes some decision-making challenging. And the last thing I'd say is that I'm not capable of cutting my own hair, at least not very well. So I did learn that.
What did the leadership team, so when you think about the leadership team, how did they manage through this whole thing with your guidance?
Well, it was, what was critical was communication. I mean, just the L10 meeting became so important that we moved to a daily huddle on the front end. As we were moving to, work from home environment,
Mhm.
having that daily touch was really critical to understand what was happening within our business. Eventually, we moved to having that well, it was Monday L10, and then we met Wednesday and Friday, and now we've just added Thursday. We've left it just Monday and Thursday. So, and we may end up dropping to Thursday because we've kind of moved back into our meeting pulse of our L10 meetings.
Yeah.
So that was pretty critical during that time. I would say, that's also true of our departmental meetings. Having that touch point with our employees is the biggest challenge when you're in this virtual environment. So L10, our meeting pulse was absolutely critical in keeping our communication moving forward.
Yeah. Then speaking of communication, so with your clients, I imagine that when the equity markets got a little dodgy, that had to create some angst and raise cortisol levels with everybody. How did you handle that?
Yeah, it did. That's a fair statement, and with us as well. It's interesting. About 2 years ago, we had set a company rock to host 10% of our client meetings virtually. And in so doing, we actually established Zoom rooms within each of our offices.
Mm-hmm.
Every workstation, every employee has a camera at their desk. So we really tried to position ourselves to have virtual meetings, and we hit that 10% target. I will tell you, we're running about 98% now, if not 100 on virtual meetings. But that work that we did 2 years ago really helped us transition effectively into
Sure.
this virtual environment of meeting with clients. And I mean, we really haven't missed a beat in serving them well.
What advice would you give a fellow integrator or fellow business owner? Just in terms of the golden nugget coming out of this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, when I talk to different business owners, and I've had conversations with leaders of philanthropic organizations who've expressed frustration, challenges, I, without fail, point to EOS. And that's almost a softball question from you, Rene, because it really, in all sincerity, it's kind of the path that we followed to help keep us focused. I mean, it helped establish our vision. It's helped us develop the proper organization with identifying processes and making sure we know how to deal with issues effectively. And it drives effective communication amongst our team members.
Well, Barry, thanks so much for your time. This has just been, so pleasurable to be able to have this conversation.
I will do it, Rene.
All
Again,
right.
great seeing
Take
you.
care.